Hello, Bikini Bottom. This is the start of a reading vlog. And not just any, but a weekend reading vlog that starts on a Thursday, because let's be real, every weekend starts the Thursday. It's 2023. The weekend is now Friday. No, the weekend is now Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Just what it is. So what am I doing this weekend? Oh, I have to work on Saturday, so that's happening. So I am going to, also I was going to go to a movie tonight, but plans changed. So I figured I was gonna go to the Mario movie. So if you watched that movie and you liked it, let me know, because I have not seen it yet, unfortunately. But since that's not happening, I'm gonna devote myself to reading tonight on Friday, because Friday I have a day off, and then Saturday do a little worky work, and then Sunday playtime. So also it's the 13th of April right now, and I have read 2 books. I know, I'm just killing it, right? So I just finished, and they were both rereads too. I just finished rereading If I Never Met You and by McFarlane, and I just finished rereading The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Loved both those books again. Chef's kiss, nothing needs to be said. But rereading The Cruel Prince sparked in me a want and a need to, my ring light's in the way, hey. It sparked a want and a need to read some more fantasy, and like fantasy YA for whatever reason. So I picked up, what did I pick up? Oh, okay, so there's this friend I have in the comments. I don't know if she remembers or not, but we're friends. I don't know if she knows we're friends. We are. So she wrote a book. Her name is L.M. Sanguinette. Don't know if that's just a pen name or what, but I found out in a comment that she wrote a book, or 2. She's a fantasy author. And I was like, ooh, I like fantasy. So I picked up her book. I have it on Kindle. I think it's called Welcome to Visanthe. I could be butchering that. LM, let me know in a comment if I said that wrong. So I'm going to read that. And her writing style, it's giving me, not the writing style, but the plot in general is giving me Divergent. And I loved Divergent so much when I was a young tot. So I will update you with what the book is about, because I still don't know what it's about. All I know is that it's fantasy and there were many rings. Many rings. I'm like Gollum up in here. And the other book I'm reading is a library book, but not a physical library book because crumbs. I'm reading via Libby. It's called The Other Family, I think. I think is not part of it. It's called The Other Family. Period. By Wendy something. I'll put it on the screen maybe. I don't know. So yes, I'm reading that, and that's about this family that moves into this New York house place, and what do they do? Somebody, it seems, was murdered there, a bunch of somebodies, and mystery thriller. The beginning did not have me hooked, I was not going to love it, I was going to list it, but the more I've gotten into it, I'm like 10% in. I am jiving more with it, and, you know, I'm intrigued. We'll see where it goes. So, those are the books I'm reading. I'm also currently reading, The Count of Monte Cristo. I'm 90 pages in, so that's kind of a flop for this month, but we'll see if I can finish 2 books this weekend, because I just really want to read again, you know. Also, apparently, in Britlandia, Vira McFarlane's new book, Between Us, came out, and y'all know I'm hella pissed because I'm American. I'm a Southern American, and we don't get the privilege of her books in our areas, like not first come, first serve. And some of her books aren't even available here. So I'm always salty. I'm always mad. I stay mad. So that's all I have to say. I think I probably am late for a rehearsal. So Catch you on the flip ski. All right, I am about to leave, so I figured I need to fill up my tote bag with my books because my purse, I'm not going to show you my purse, no. My purse ends up being the portal to the 9th dimension of hell sometimes, and so I figure like a book like this is not safe in the hellscape that is my purse. So I got to put it somewhere where it's less likely to get damaged. So I will bring, and also I don't really have like a lot of time while I'm out today to read anyways, but I'm going to do it anyways. So I'll be bringing the Count of Monte Cristo. Like I said, this book, I'm 90 pages in, so it's early days and I'm not really vibing yet with it, but I think that's just because this is like a 1,000+ page book and I am 90 pages in, so duh. So I'm bringing that, and I'm bringing my Kindle, which has I think it only has, what's that book called, The Other Family in it. Don't ask me why it doesn't have the other book in it. I couldn't tell you why, but it does have the mystery thriller. So I will bring both of these, and if I have any downtime, I will read. So place these in here and get it popping. Oh yeah, one-handed. Hey. Okay. And you guys should probably know by now, if you've seen a vlog by me, by moi, I don't do aesthetic things. I am not that aesthetic girly. No. You will not see me go on a... Sorry, let's continue this while looking at me. You will not see an aesthetic coffee shop montage because I don't go to Starbucks because I drink black coffee. It doesn't make sense to buy it at Starbucks all the time. You will not see any more montages of me heavy breathing fast in time lapse because I tried it. It's not my thing. What else will you not see? Oh, you might see me go to the library because, okay, so hear me out. Regina George wore army pants and flip-flops, so I thought I had to. Olivia reads a latte, or Olivia. She's rereading the Mortal Instruments, and even though I've read that series like 7 times through all the way, I kind of want to do it too. So should I? Let me know. Or don't. But she went to the library, and even though I'm afraid of the library, I want to go. So I might go to the library, might not. We'll see where the weekend takes us. But I think that's it. Oh, I think I will be going to the bookstore tomorrow, which is a Friday, because I want to buy a book. Thumbnail. Anyways, see ya when I have a reading update. Bye. I'm running late. Hello from my car. So, done with rehearsal, and now just doing a little reading of, what's this called? The Other Family. And it's being told in not quite 2 perspectives. I think it's like, right now 3. So we have the perspective of the mother, Nora, and they've just moved her family of 4. So she has 2 daughters, Stacy and Piper. One is extremely introverted and kind of gothy. The other one is super bubbly and vivacious. And she's moved there to New York with her husband, Keith. And they have moved into this house that they are now finding out from their neighbors, Heather and Jules, I think, that their house contained a murder of a mother, a father, and a daughter. And they have been hanging out. They had like a little housewarming. They had a housewarming, and then they figured out all this stuff. And at the same time, there's this other perspective of this guy, Jacob, don't know who he is, and he is stalking out the house because he thinks that one of the daughters looks like somebody who lived in the house. What's her name? Her name has to be Anna. So he's
he's thinking he's seeing the ghost of somebody who he knew. So that's where we are. 20% in, so says my Kindle. So we'll see how it goes. I don't have any super serious reactions to it. Yeah. And now I want to shoot the shit. Question. Should I get a Netflix account? Here's the reason why. So, Six of Crows. I saw the first season. Not Six of Crows. It's Shadow and Bone. And, okay, that's the other thing. I don't really love Shadow and Bone. I was more a fan of Six of Crows back in the day. So, that's more my speed. But, again, the Crows are in that adaptation that's on Netflix. And I've seen season 1. It was okay. Don't get me wrong. It was okay. And now I'm wondering, is it worth it to get an account, get a Netflix account again, just to watch season 2, just for these crows? Let me know if you think it is. If it is, I will do it. If it's not, I'll pass. But I'm also a person who hates adaptations a lot, so that could be a me thing. Like, I'm never gonna watch Daisy Jones and the Six, the Amazon Prime miniseries. I'm never gonna watch what's it called? The Summer I Turned Pretty. I'm never gonna watch it. So that could just be me. Who knows? But I will continue reading. Hopefully something interesting will happen.
All right, so we're back home, and the objective is read. Read. Yes, read your Kindle upside down, like a Philistine. Okay, so the goal is to see if I can read. Let's see, I'm at 22%. Let's see if I can get to 50% by the time I update next. Shall we? We shall. Catch you then. Glasses mode hath been activated because I am indeed farsighted. And pretending not to be most of the time. So, what is happening in here? So, we have been spending a lot of time with the kids. And, what else? That was the end of that sentence. We spent a lot of time with the kids, and the boy, what's his name? Lennon. The boy who is Jules and Heather's son. He is a douche. Oh my gosh, I just cracked myself in the head. Why'd I do that? Yeah, he's not my favorite character. Nope. My problem is that his dialogue is very repetitive. So someone will say something like, oh, really? He's like, what? You didn't know that this equals this? 2 + 2 = 4? And it's just a little bit, on the nose. So there's spending a lot of time with him, and the mother, she has found something in this house. Like, I can't tell if this is supposed to be like a spooky house, or like house story, or what. And the other perspective, Jacob, is confusing me, only because, like, it's pretty obvious he's not a good person. So this whole story is seeming pretty obvious, but hey, we're only 30-something%. And actually, let's check. How many percentages are we through? 37%. So, I don't know. I'm not turned off to it. Nothing special. So one of our main characters, Nora, has this, it's like from the first chapter, she's talking in her head to this person named Teddy, and we don't know who he is. And so I had a theory that would have been pretty good, honestly. I should have written this book. And then on like 39% in, the theory I had was disproved. So what do you know? But could have been good. Good morning, Bikini Bottom. The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the pollen count is high. And we are on part 3 of The Other Family, and things are heating up, but only marginally. We're back from the barn with a haul. Sue me. A comment made me do it. Sorry. 2 comments actually. There was a comment on the Angels game review that had no spoilers, I don't think. Did it have spoilers? I don't know. And they were like, they said that they had read The Shadow of the Wind, The Angel's Game, The Prisoner of Heaven, and The Labyrinth of Spirits, maybe? I think that's what the last one's called. And they were like, you need to read it so that you can tell me what you thought about it with spoilers. And they were like, it's really good. So, of course, that piqued my interest. So, I picked up The Prisoner of Heaven by Mr. Carlos Ruiz Zafón. Yes, I am very intrigued about the entire Cemetery of Forgotten Books universe. I think I've said this before, but all of the books can be read independently, like as standalones in whatever order you want, but I will read them in publication order. And honestly, this little blurb here says it all. It basically says, The Cemetery of Forgotten Books. The Prisoner of Heaven is part of a cycle of novels set in the literary universe of the Cemetery of Forgotten Books, of which The Shadow of the Wind and The Angel's Game are the first 2 installments. Although each work within the cycle presents an independent, self-contained tale, they are all connected through characters and storylines, creating thematic and narrative links. Each individual installment in the Cemetery of Forgotten Books series can be read in any order, enabling the reader to explore the labyrinth of stories along different paths, which, when woven together, lead to the heart of the narrative. So yes, I will be reading this one very soon. That is the first book we do be hauling. Second book is Elantris, however you say it, by Mr. Brandon Sanderson. I'm a fan. I think this is, okay, so do not quote me on this because I know a medium amount about Brandon Sanderson novels. I've read the Mistborn series, part of the Stormlight Archives. I've read Warbreaker. There's another one. I've read his Star Sight series, I think. And I know enough I think this is a standalone. Don't really know what this is about. Apparently, it's about a city called Elantris. So yes, it was a beautiful city once. It was called the City of the Gods. And basically what I'm seeing is that it was inhabited by people, and they were really strong and almost immortal. And then I'm gonna butcher this so bad. The transformation struck. It could take people, whoever, and when it came, the fortunate person's life ended and began anew, and they would move to Elantris, where they could live in bliss for eternity. But eternity ended 10 years ago. I don't know what that means. It's honestly kind of confusing, but I like this copy, and it's floppy. So that's why I bought it. And I will be reading all 3 of these books that I have purchased very soon. I don't like getting books and then not reading them for decades. That's not my style. So that's the second book I got. And the third and final book that I have purchased was The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. I've read 2 other Peter Swansons before. I think I read 8 Perfect Murders, and what's the other one? 8 Perfect Murders, and that other one where this woman is getting married and then she goes off on a vacation with her husband. I read that one, whatever that one's called. I'll probably put it up on the screen if I can remember. But I liked 8 Perfect Murders, did not like the other one that I read. But I bought this one because I went to another bookstore, like an independent bookstore, and my girl Joanne, hi Joanne, if you're watching this, hello, you're so nice and sweet. Joanne is an older lady than I, and she works at the bookstore that I, usually frequent, and she's so sweet. And I went inside the bookstore yesterday, for full disclosure. I went inside yesterday, and she sees me, because I guess she sees me around a lot, because I haunt bookstores. And she sees me, and she goes, "Can I recommend a book to you?" And she recommended Lessons in Chemistry, which I will not be reading. It's just not my speed. Yeah, I will not. I don't want to do a hate read of that, so we're not going to do that. But she also has this huge bookshelf, like, of all of her recommendations, and we do have similar taste, not in that book in particular, but in other books. Like, she loved Writers and Lovers, and she really likes Ruth Ware books and The Secret History. So we have very similar taste when it comes to that aspect of our taste. So this was one of the books she recommended. That's where I was going with this. So I will be reading this one. I will tell you what I think about it. But first, before we get to any of these books over here, I do need to finish The Other Family. I'm like 80% in, and it's a lot of it is about the kids. And we've had some things explained to us about, like, the mom and what's happened to lead up to getting them to New York. And honestly, it's like every time I read like a surprise, I'm like, oh, like nothing. It's no. So I'll do that, and then I'm really hoping that I can get to Welcome to Visanthe today. I want to get to it. And I think that's it for this update today, or this update right now. We'll see what happens, because Olivia Read the Latte is like in the forefront of my mind. I just want to reread The Mortal Instruments, but I'm not gonna. That can be for a different vlog, a different day, and a different time. All right, so check you later. Hopefully I'll have an update with The Other Family. We'll see. Done with The Other Family by... Can I hold a tripod? Done with The Other Family by Wendy Corsi Staub. So don't mind my vitamin B12 lozenge Probably should have finished up before I started this clip, but didn't. I feel that this book kind of deserves like a 2.75. We'll round it up to 3 on Goodreads, but basically, I saw the plot twists coming. I saw where it was going at the very end, and it was just a lot about those children and their relationship drama that was unfolding. So I would pass on this one if you're thinking about reading The Other Family. It's very like domestic, psychological thriller. And I guess the main like scary factor is probably just the whole like stalking element, and there was like a ghost element that was trying to be told. It was a little weird, and yeah. Oh, there's something about the daughter, Stacy. What happened with her? I don't remember. That's how dull parts of the story were. The end picked up, but for a long time it was just talking about these people that live in New York and the daughters and their drama that in the end didn't even matter. So, I don't know. Not my favorite. So, let's go on to Welcome to Visanthe, or Visanthe. Maybe I'll figure out how to pronounce it. But I will say, is this why all of the vlogger girlies do this? Because it's so easy to read. Like, I read this book in 2 days, and now I'm on to the next book, and I was in a reading slump. This vlogging thing has got me excited to read, so maybe I should do this all the time. Who knows if I will, though. So, I will pick up Welcome to Visanthe by L.M. Sanguinette, and we'll see where we go from there. So I realized that I have not given you, my dears, a single dingle explanation, really, of what the plot of Welcome to Visanthe is about. So let's do that, because I don't even know what it's about. So, this says, stripped of all memories of her childhood and robbed of the last remnants of her unorthodox family, Savara is left to fear the lonely nights in the darkened house whose walls contain as many secrets as they do cobwebs. But something in her soul tells her that she doesn't belong here, doesn't belong anywhere. Her only salvation? A best friend with his head stuck in history books, and a mercenary from a foreign land who claims he has come to take her home. Savara is whisked away to a world of fantasy in which elemental magic reigns supreme, and where shadows are spirits of the past and keepers of long-forgotten secrets. Her secrets. Wait. Oh, I just read that wrong. I read that all kind of stupid. Disregarding that. As she fights to regain her missing memory, she uncovers a deadly truth that threatens to plunge the world into darkness. Worse still, it's all her fault. Ooh, okay. I'm not going to read the whole thing because I want to keep it a little mysterious. But I assume this is a self-published novel, and I cannot wait to get into it, and we'll see if I like it. Yeah, we'll see. Because I really am in the mood for a good fantasy with a little bit of romance too. Because apparently this is like a YA dark fantasy romance. Can't wait. I'll update you soon. Don't mind the messy desk, but. I am 32 pages into Welcome to Visanthe, and already it's giving me, maybe it's because I have Mortal Instruments on the brain, but it's giving me Clary and Simon feelings, and I like it. The prologue is a little confusing, but we're right into the first, like, 2 or 3, 3 chapters, and I like the writing style. I still have no idea what's going to happen, what's going on, but like I said, we're 32 pages in, so I will continue going on and, just keep on keeping on. Hi, friends. It is Saturday morning the next day. Did an update. Read a little bit more of welcome to Visanthe. I think that's how you pronounce it. I got you, girl. I got you, LM Sanguinette. I just love that last name, Sanguinette. And right now we are in the Caribbean, the normal world, and we have met our best friend Jasper, like I said before, very Clary and Simon, and what do we do? Oh, we've had some deaths happen. We have a mysterious uncle, some stuff happened with him, and we've had this, what is he, a captain? I will check that out and see who he is. But we have this like slightly magical, I don't know, I haven't gotten that deep into it yet. We have a person who has come to the scene, and Savara is like, what the hell? So that's where we are right now. What's happening today? Today, I think I have to go to work. Oh yes, today I have to go to work and teach some classes, have a rehearsal, and then I think I'm done fairly early in the day. So I did a little, like if I look like a rat, it's because I'm a rat. No, it's because I did a workout and had some coffee, and now, gosh, my bags are designer, honey. Anyways, yes, so I am going to go ahead and get my day started, see if I can read some more. I will update when I can update. Hello from me and my French roll, as one of my friends used to call it. We didn't do much reading. We did go to the bookstore. We did buy a book. What did we buy? We bought, please hold. I lost my mind and I bought In a New York Minute by Kate Spencer. Okay, so hear me out. Hear me out. Didn't need to buy another book, but I am going to read this because I plan on reading like 6 more books this month. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I promise you, I'm gonna do it. This book is about Franny Doyle, who has lives in New York, duh, and she has just gotten laid off at her job, and then she's on the I just like choked on nothing. She's got laid off at her job, and then she gets on the subway, and it's really packed. She's just having a really crappy day, and her dress splits down the back, and obviously she's about to moon all of New York. And so this nice man comes up and gives her his coat, and then through some circumstance, I've already read like, I want to say 30 pages of this book. Through some weird circumstance, they end up like, you know, being squished together in the train and canoodling, and it gets caught via like, you know, social media, because social media, and they become this instant couple thing. So it's a fake dating trope, and I really do like the fake dating like whole business if it's done well. So I want to read it, and I am going to read it. You can hold me to it. You can at me, cancel me if I don't read at least some of these books by the end of the month. Okay? Okay. So I'm going to read, not this one. I'm going to read Welcome to Visanthe, and then I have to start making dinner. And yeah, I think this is probably going to be the last update I do for tonight, and hopefully I will have made a substantial dent in Welcome to Visanthe, because I am intrigued. It's just hard to get into because it is fantasy, and fantasies are usually like you're getting dumped into a new world, and it takes an adjustment period. So, see ya. Hello, friends. We are at day 3. Yes, day 3 of this reading vlog. And we are, how many pages in? We are 314 pages into Welcome to Visanthe. What's happened? Okay, so fantasy is complicated, especially a fantasy with multiple POVs, especially those. So we're with Savara, and she has traveled to this, alternate world, and she's realized, I'm not like other girls. I'm not exactly human. And she's taken along with her bestie, Jasper. And we are being chaperoned around by this, I don't know, is he he's a war leader person? He strategizes, that's what he does. His name is Griffin, and I know this is a YA dark fantasy romance, but I don't really know who the romantic interest is yet. I think I've met him. I'm not sure. But I've finally reached a point where they're kind of going back and talking about kind of what happens after it cuts out in the prologue, where there's that whole ring choosing scene, and then everything kind of goes black, and then you get acquainted with Savara in the real world. I'm enjoying it. I've obviously almost finished it in like a few days, and I think that it's a really good first book in a fantasy series. I do wish that it was a little bit more fleshed out in some areas, but not bad overall. And and so more about the plot. So it's kind of like Avatar-y / Divergent / what's that book called? Children of Blood and Bone, maybe? Is that by Tomi Adeyemi, I think? Don't quote me on that. It's very reminiscent of those things, in that there are these elemental powers, and people divine them at the age of 12, and then they kind of go off and live in those areas. And after coming back into this other world, other realm, you meet more people who are in those categories. And it looks like, I don't know what's a spoiler, what's not a spoiler. We're searching for something. That's all you get to know. And yeah, I'm really enjoying, I like the powers of certain characters. I really am enjoying that aspect of this novel, and I'm curious to see how this is going to end, because I'm at 87%, and things are starting to pick up even more. So this might be the only update I have until the closing of this vlog, because Sunday is almost over. It's about, what time is it? It's like 3:30, because I had some stuff to do. And then we had a mimosa with mostly just Prosecco, because I don't really like the orange juice. So yeah, I will update if I want to. See ya. Y'all, I just discovered the best life hack to incentivize myself to finish books. Just vlog it. I finished 2 books, and look, how many pages was that? So I'm going to tell you the page count real quick, and then we'll get on to what I read over the past few days and what I thought of the books. Shall we? We shall. So the first book that I finished this weekend was The Other Family by Wendy Corsi Staub, and that one was 384 pages. And then the second book that I finished was Welcome to Visanthe, Legend of the Stones, Book 1 by L.M. Sanguinette. And that one was, I read that one, well, both of those books I read via Kindle. And the Kindle edition for Welcome to Visanthe is 363 pages. So, altogether, we have a total of 747 pages read. Whoop, whoop. Ooh, kill him. So, what did I think about, not Welcome to Visanthe, what did I think about The Other Family? That one I gave 3 stars. It was pretty okay. It was a a moderately psychological domestic thriller that I think if you like domestic thrillers, which I'm realizing that I don't typically, I think you would enjoy this one. And I think that the end did make up for the lackluster thrilling nature that was towards the middle of that book. And let's move on to Welcome to Visanthe. I really enjoyed this one. It was, I wouldn't say fast paced, but the plot flowed really well, and I enjoyed most of the characters. Savara got on my nerves a little bit, but then people would call her out on her BS, so that was, it was needed. And honestly, I just liked how LM had a lot of mystery in there, and you could tell where it was gonna go, obviously, from the prologue. You know who this person is, but then we got some answers. I really enjoyed, what's his face? The Simon character. What was his name? Jasper. I really enjoyed Jasper. Maybe it's because he reminded me of Simon from the Mortal Instruments, but I really enjoyed him, and I don't know where his plot line's gonna go because he had some things happen to him during the course of this first novel. And I did think there were some characters in there that were a little bit, their romance, their will they, won't they, got a little bit too heavy-handed for me, and I was like, okay, let's get back to the other plot, shall we? But I really enjoyed the end and the cliffhanger we left off on. And I did post a review on Goodreads, so I'll probably link that below if you want to read that. And what was I gonna say? Oh, I will say that this one is especially on Amazon, when you're about to buy the book, it says that it's a YA dark fantasy romance. And I would say that there's not a lot of the romance in this first one. I can tell that it's going toward that lane for the second book, but yes, just be warned that romance is like, it's pretty tame, it's pretty slow burn or non-existent for a second, and then it's probably gonna heat up later. So those are the books that I read this weekend. I'm happy because I was in a slump and now I have all these books to read. I went to the bookstore far too many times, and I will probably be chilling for the rest of the day, and I will chat with you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see ya. Bye.